So, do you guys like science?
No, but I do
Because
like this water I'm drinking right now.
we are doing more of the kinds of shit that we did in Half-Life 1 in this part.
How do you mean?
Sort of. So like the core here is about to collapse. And it's about to blow up the entire city. So we need to delay that as much as possible. So, Gordon in his HEV suit is going into this heavily radiated place to repair the core so that it delays the explosion. So it's kind of like the same kind of stuff that you would do in Half-Life 1. That's why I call it like Half-Life 1 shit. Half-Life 1 science, I should say. It's kind of like the resonance cascade, like when Gordon was putting like the gem in the thing, and that caused the whole thing to blow up. But we're doing this now to delay the explosion rather than cause one to happen immediately.
Yeah.
So.
And to your point, like even this section looks a lot closer to the kinds of environments you'd see in the Black Mesa facility.
Yeah, it's the cold industrial kind of facility.
Do you just get this super powered gravity gun for the whole campaign?
No. It once we leave the Citadel, it turns itself back to normal somehow.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
It would be a little too broken if we had it the whole game. That's why I call like this chapter specifically is just like the ending of Half-Life 2 Part 2 because we're back in the Citadel. We have the super-powered fucking gravity gun. And yeah, it's kind of more of that. I like the kinds of stuff we're doing here more because the original ending of Half-Life 2, you kind of are just like killing Combine, and that's like just the entire finale of that. But this, you get to do a little bit of puzzle solving, the hashtag Half-Life puzzle solving, more platforming kind of stuff going on. So I like it.
This room makes
I did
me
not
nervous
know
to be in.
I didn't not
This is like those rooms
remember.
in Doom Eternal. I shoot projectiles at you.
I did not remember how to get through that room without getting hit. Do not just grab one of those things and just chuck it, because you will just take a ton of fucking damage.
Can you block another one incoming if you hold it?
Yeah, probably. But yeah, that's probably how you're supposed to do it.
That thing was going so violently, my goodness.
Yeah, I was trying to recatch it. I'm not actually entirely sure once you throw it if you can recatch it. This is cool. There's like stuff like that very much reminds me of Half-Life 1. I don't know.
Yeah, cool science shit. I don't know what it does, but it looks cool.
It's like this is the kind of quote unquote science that that Barney makes fun of you for in Half-Life 2. Being like, your MIT degree paid off with how well you flipped that switch. Only now we're actually doing stuff that's important, but it's just moving these balls around.
Yeah, Barney,
That's all
what are
you're doing.
you doing, huh?
I didn't see you get an MIT degree to flip a switch.
Yeah. You can make fun of my lazy art all you want, but you know what? I drew it, and I'm making a ton of money over you.
Fuck. I don't know where that one orb came from. It was just kind of floating there.
You don't question it. It was useful.
I like how you can just spam click on these things.
It's satisfying to do when you play the game.
Yeah.
You just zap it into the void with gravity, but it doesn't move.
Yeah. You know, I was talking. I like this section of the game. it's kind of like just not doing what episode 1 is all about, though, which I would argue is the, Alex like companion thing. This section kind of just ignores that aspect of this game's design, and it's just kind of more just regular Half-Life stuff.
Maybe it was just one of the first things they created immediately after the game. It didn't have a full concept yet.
I don't know. They did make this game. This game was made in, like, I want to say a year. I think this came out in 2005. Yeah, it would have been 2005, because their whole goal was, we're going to release an episode a year or whatever. And that didn't fucking happen. Episode 2, I believe, took 2 years, because that came out in 2007. So yeah, this would have been 2005.
Well, what about episode 3? When that come out?
Oh,
Came out, right? Right?
Well, yeah, it came out, and it was titled Half-Life Alyx, and it was a VR game for a completely different engine. So development went weird on that one. Development went real weird on that one. I lost track of where I was supposed to go while I was on that spinny thing, but I ended up going the right way anyways.
I mean, if it works. We love those happy accidents.
Those goddamn man hacks distracted me so bad.
Oh yeah, this is very Half-Life 1.
Yeah, traveling through like fucking the inner workings of a building.
Good luck.
Pretty much.
Oh,
ow.
Holy damn.
Shit. Shit. You are
panicking.
Fuck. Damn. Yeah, so don't play it like this. Fuck.
Okay. I'm like, you should not be making it. Okay, good.
Okay, I get a second chance. So I think I show better how you're supposed to do this.
Thank you for
All right,
leaving that in.
At least I figure it out midway through. Why did I throw it? I'm such a fucking dumbass.
Who designed this? This is like the guy. This is like those assholes who put in the spikes or the springs in Sonic that bounce you back and forth forever. It's just like I don't know who made this, but I hate you.
You are supposed to do exactly what you said and just grab one and like crouch walk forward with it in front of you to block the other ones from hitting you. For some reason, okay, so I should say, and I've kind of talked about this in previous parts, episode 1 is like my least replayed Half-Life episode.
I think that's pretty consistent with everybody.
Yeah.
From what I hear of this game's reputation.
This playthrough made me appreciate it a lot more. But I don't know, it's still, I would rather, I think, still play Half-Life 2 over this. And then I'd rather play, obviously, episode 2.
You'd rather play Half-Life 2 over Half-Life 2.
Yeah, it's crazy, I know. I would rather play, I think this is probably, other than like the Gearbox expansions from the first game, I think this is probably the least good Half-Life game that Valve made. Which is unfortunate because it's still like really good, and
listen, even a 7 out of 10 is still a good game, but it does feel like, you know, a downfall when the previous games were at least a 9.
I wouldn't even call this like a 7 out of 10. You know, it's like Half-Life 2 is like a 9, 9.5 for me, maybe even a 10. Oh yeah, so fixing the core is what causes me to like lose my super gravity gun.
It also took out your suit power, so you don't get the higher power one. Neat.
It's fine because we're at the end of the section, and I'm like desperately looking for more suit charge, but it doesn't happen.
You did it.
Yeah, I did. You know, when I was playing this, I didn't notice that the gravity gun changed back for a little while. But yeah,
So
what I was
we're gonna
saying
see you
before
really
is,
confused when you try to use its abilities later.
yeah, because like Alex actually says it at some point, like during this cutscene or whatever, and I like shake my screen around because I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah, essentially what's going on is like we had to, fix the core, so that people had more time to escape the city. But we ended up discovering that the Combine were desperately trying to send off some information to the home world, or like whatever, before the core exploded and fully caused them to lose connection to the Combine homeworld. And it's essentially like what Mossman has been discovering, and it's basically it's the Borealis stuff. The Combine found out about it, and they really want the go ahead to like try and get it, I guess. But they're having to deal with the rebellion at the same time, so they can't exactly get the information sent off how they want. So, you know,
You keep zooming in on everybody.
I was trying to make it more cinematic, but the zoom
It-
button is just kind of funny. So,
You should have made an Oblivion edit when you zoomed in on her face.
more elevators. Yippee!
Of course I like
I was-
dogs. Doesn't everybody?
Halt! You violated the law.
I saw this really good one of these two guards who were inside of Oblivion. And one of them, they just went up to talk to each other and it's like, hey, how are you doing today? And he's like, oh, I'm having a pretty good day. The guy saying that is standing in lava. And it starts glitching off and just flies off across the map.
I love when people do like real life like skits that are based on like Bethesda game AI.
There's not even real life ones. They're not even skits. There's just people who are like that. I found out
No,
apparently
I-
I'm like that. That's what's pointed out to me in my job.
You're a Bethesda NPC.
Apparently. I asked my boss about it once, and he said, if I say the wrong thing, will it affect my ending? And I'm like, you asshole. Yes, I literally got called an NPC at work once.
Well, I've never gotten that impression from you, so at least there's that. If that's any condolence for you.
Don't lie to me.
I promise I haven't.
What are these things? My goodness.
you're my Barney to my Kleiner.
You know, that's actually a pretty good comparison. I'll take
That's
it.
got to be like a Halloween costume one year we do. If we ever have Halloween in the same place.
I'll be Barney Calhoun, sure. Why not? I'll just get really drunk and call him Gordon to piss people off. Yeah, I'm Gordon. I'm Gordon Calhoun, guys.
Gordon Calhoun. I'm that guy Morgan Freeman from the Half-Lifes. Speaking of Morgan Freeman, do you remember in Half-Life 2 when you're kind of like you're making your way to the canals, and there's that one NPC who's like underground somewhere, and he has this like little base set up, and he's like the black character type. I always called him Morgan Freeman because the character the character model does kind of look like Morgan Freeman if he was like a little like in a fucking a dystopian future. That's kind of what he looks like.
That was a really specific tangent.
It was. But I was like, you got Morgan Freeman and Gordon Freeman in the same game? That's crazy. As if they're both like real people that everyone knows.
That's a lie. Everyone knows Morgan Freeman is a work of fiction.
That's true.
No one can have that heavenly of a voice.
I never really agreed that his voice was heavenly.
It's just very distinct.
Yeah. This part's fucked up.
Yeah, that's what is
I hate the stalkers so much.
it's disturbing.
Yeah. So this is and like Alex is pinned under one. That's fucked up. These things have the worst sound ever. Shut the fuck up.
I wasn't expecting that it's an enemy type.
They're not even like, well, they're kind of an enemy type while you're still here in the Citadel. Because they have little laser eyeball thingies that can stop you from
Of course, they have laser
that can
eyes.
like, yeah, they like destroy the orbs, the energy orbs. So if you put them in like one of those things that you need to activate with them, they can like turn it back off. And it's really fucking annoying. So you have to take care of them first.
Okay. Well, this might not be
So from this point onward, we get into the real Half-Life 2 Episode 1.
on foot.
Oh,
where
finally! I've been waiting.
Let's head for the surface.
It's effectively a co-op game with Alex. And
Are there co-op mods yet?
I'm sure people have played this with co-op. Especially now, because like all the stuff that Alex does in this game, where you see her like opening doors and stuff, that's stuff that they actually made into gameplay elements in Half-Life Alyx.
Neat.
So
like, is
and,
there a
like,
mod
even-
that lets you play as Alex in VR? And then player one just plays normally?
that would be cool. I doubt it. You can play all of Half-Life 2 and the episodes in VR just as they are.
Did they remake them in Source 2, or just make this
No.
one VR compatible?
It's just a fan mod that makes the original Half-Life 2 a VR game. Like that, pretty much just that. They make it feel, in terms of the gameplay, they make it feel very similar to Alex, but it is still in like Source 1 and everything. It's still the actual Half-Life 2, but in VR.
The vehicle sections have got to be hell.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. That's like the big reason like people don't like Alex as much, the game Alex as much. Because Valve really wanted that to be like people's first VR game. So it is very light on anything that moves you around. So there's no vehicles of any kind in the game. The game is designed primarily to be played with teleport movement instead of like the continuous locomotion, which it does have, but they kind of added that last minute.
Yeah, it just kind of depends on how sick it's going to make you.
Yeah. But yeah, this is where Half-Life 2 Episode 1 really gets its own identity, is we kind of get more Ravenholm-esque environments and scenarios.
Yeah, it's already a lot
with-
quieter and less bombastic now that you're out of the Citadel.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, makes sense,
It's
because
ama-
obviously they did have to... I think they had to have you start there
Yeah.
if they were going to call this an episode instead of just straight up Half-Life 3. Where I feel like if it was straight up just call it Half-Life 3, then you'd be able to get away with just... okay, let's just go to somewhere new
Right.
and forget about the Citadel, but... Yeah. So I respect that.
Yeah, I think this game is just it is trying to do more of the best part of Half-Life 2, which is, Ravenholm. I think most people agree with that. But it's doing it with this Alex co-op. I call it co-op because they really wanted to make it feel like co-op kind of vibe, where like you're pretty much incentivized to use the gravity gun more times than not because you don't get a lot of ammo until later as Gordon. So really what you want to do is you want to like shine light on like the zombies and stuff in this darker section so that Alex can shoot at them for you. And later on she gets a shotgun too, and it's yeah, I think it's a really cool system they came up with here. I don't think it's nearly as interesting as, obviously what the kinds of stuff that they did in episode 2 was, which has, more of the co-op stuff, but you get like a co-op quote unquote section with a Vortigaunt. You just get more varied gameplay in episode 2.
Yeah.
They
It's
do
like
pretty
if
much all that
Half-Life
they
2
can.
was the experiment of a game engine, this is the experiment with gameplay. And episode 2 is the refinement, I guess. Instead of having a whole game that was refined, you just got it split up, where episode 1, a little rough around the edges, but episode 2 much more refined because they kind of had this new style going and working.
Yeah, I'll agree with it to an extent. I would argue that Half-Life 2 itself is more than just an experiment. I think that it
I'm just
has
simplifying it
competent
as
game design.
I'm just simplifying it where they were primarily experimenting for the engine. And just making
Yeah.
a dumb analogy.
Yeah, this is like we talked about it a lot last part already, but like them kind of making this game at the same time that they were making the Source engine is kind of what killed their interest in making new Half-Life games at the time. And even going into the episodes, they were still like refining the Source engine. I think the version of Source that episode 2 runs on is a way more advanced version of Source than what Half-Life 2 actually released on originally. So, it's like I think that they were just wearing themselves thin, and I kind of get why they didn't want to make more after they finished episode 2. But it is just disappointing, considering how good both of these episodes are. But
What the hell is that?
It kind of shows you where you get a bit of the advantage of and why you kind of need the corporate side of gaming
Right?
is, gaming as an art form is definitely produces the best products, but you still need that corporate part of it to keep things actually running. And I think that's a lot of what Valve was missing, was keeping that going, especially because once they created Steam, they didn't really necessarily need that. And then they also had the Portal games and Left 4 Dead to help supplement their game library, Team Fortress 2. So I can very much see why just Half-Life wasn't necessarily needed.
yeah, I would argue that Valve became too corporatized at a certain point, because it's like a known fact that like Valve employees can pretty much just do whatever the fuck they want at the company. But at the end of the year, your performance review is pretty much how much did your work generate revenue for the company? And, how much money you helped make is kind of like, it kind of determines how good or bad you did in the performance review. And I think that kind of performance review is a kind of I don't know. It's somewhat of a mistake because people eventually just started, you know, working on uh like the Steam platform itself, because the Steam platform itself just generates money. So by default, them working on that means that they'll be pretty secure at the company because
Hmm.
the company is just making money on Steam. So if you
Yeah.
help improve Steam, then you're helping the company more
Well,
with
most
money.
companies don't have a platform they run, so CD
Yeah.
Projekt Red's like the only other big company that has a successful store. Um, I also heard that
Dude,
Epic Games had a store, but I'm not sure about that one. That would be weird.
Epic does have a store currently. It's just kind of there. you, you just kind of have to have it sometimes because some companies are like, "Oh, we're doing Epic exclusive this time for some reason," and it's a little annoying, but yeah, it's whatever.